What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Pinball and a Movie presentation. Today we'll be talking about the movie called Starship Troopers. So, to give a little background information, this movie was actually based on a 1959 novel by Robert A. Heinlein. And the producer of the film actually started development of the script all the way back in 1991, and the project was called Bug Hunt at Outpost 7. So early on when this was started, the producer realized that there was a lot of similarities between his script and the novel. So basically the executives wanted to merge the producer's script with the novel and make them more aligned together, more along the lines of the actual novel, in order to sell it as a selling point for studio executives so that they could buy into it and support the development. So that's what ended up happening, which I found pretty interesting. So basically, producer creates his own script, realizes how close it is to this novel, and just meshes it together and they merge. However, the development for this movie was slow. I think filming and other things took place in 1996, and the development was only $110 million in budget. So you got to keep in mind this was back in the mid-90s. And it only grossed $121 million in the box office. So you're only talking about a couple $1,000,000 in net. So not a lot of, wasn't very successful upon its release. But like a lot of these movies that I've done that have been based on pinball machines, they seem to be getting more popular after the release. So another thing to note too is almost half of this $110 million budget was used on the CGI effects and the practical effects of the arachnids, which were the monsters and bugs that you see in the film. So that's pretty crazy as well when you consider where the cost is going. Also, there was backlash upon its release for several reasons. Firstly, there were a lot of sci-fi movies being released around this time that were more successful and taken more seriously. At the time of this release, this movie was kind of seen as like a joke, And probably the biggest thing is that critics saw this film as actually endorsing fascism. I can't even say that, but you know what I mean. It's that it's that whole political theory, right? Fascism. Oh, it's so hard to say. So those were the two major reasons why it didn't really succeed, as well as a lot of critics saw that the lead actors were not that didn't do that well. They didn't think their acting was that great, which brings me to today. Fast forward to 2023, 2024. Since then, the film has garnered a lot of attention, and has since then it's now considered a cult classic. And critics now see this film as great because they actually see it poking fun at fascism and authoritarian governance. And that's what as you watch this movie, you definitely see that. You definitely see where the propaganda and all this and all the things that it's referring to. But really, that's the way I see it. It's more of a poking fun at fascism than actually supporting it. And so when it was released, the critics didn't see it like that. And I know I've said this before, but that's something that's very important about movies, is that when you first see them, or when it's first released, it may not gain the attention that it deserves. But you just take a step back, watch it again, it's gonna be viewed differently as well when society changes. So movies, there's gonna be movies that are always good when they're released, the classics. But then you have these cult classics that start to gain a following after many years. Usually after movies that aren't as successful. And so as a result of this, there's actually 5 total movies in the franchise. So you have this first Star Troopers in 1997, and then 4 other movies released afterwards. I believe they went straight to DVD and VHS. I don't think they ever went to theaters, but I could be wrong. There's also been a TV series called Roughneck's Starship Trooper Chronicles back in 1999. And most recently, there's been a video game released in 2023 called Starship Troopers Extermination. So not only that, but you have novels and comics based on what originally began as a novel from Robert A. Heinlein back in 1959. So it's come a really long way from its humble beginnings. And as you can see here, it was also built into a pinball machine from Sega, which it's available on Pinball Arcade and Stern Pinball Arcade. But because of licensing issues, the cameo by Sonic the Hedgehog in the match sequence has been removed. So you won't see that on the digital versions here, but if you probably play the real table out in the wild, you will see the Sonic the Hedgehog cameo in the DMD match features. So my own thoughts, I thought the movie was solid for 1997. I initially went into it thinking, oh, it's going to be a corny space movie, about bugs and, but actually as I watched it, it was pretty good. It held my attention for a long time. The CGI was pretty good for 1997. The bugs looked cool. The sound effects. The story wasn't that bad. There was a little bit of a love story going on. Just your very typical kind of like, hero kind of movie elements to it, right? But yeah, I think it's a good movie. It's definitely worth watching. I'm glad I've seen it. So now hopefully I can appreciate this table more, which is why I do these videos. I've done a couple videos now of a couple pinball to movie tables, and I've really enjoyed doing it because I get to learn about the movie, get to watch the movie, and it makes me appreciate the table a lot more and understand it better. So basically, this movie is, takes place when these bugs from a planet called Clandethu. I don't know if I pronounce it. I don't know if it is it Clandethu. Let me just. It's bothering me. I have to see. Clandathu. Okay, that's what it was. Okay, so it's about these bugs, these arachnids from Clandathu that send meteorites down to planet Earth, and these meteorites explode, destroying, the human race. And so these this military space program is basically trying to kill the bugs on their home planet in outer space, and that's where they originate from, Clandathu. So what else I want to say here? But one of the coolest things that this watching this movie made me think about, and I'm not sure if anyone else got this, but it's the idea of intelligence. There was this opening scene where they were in like the bug class, and they're talking about how a lot of people see bugs as dumb creatures without any intelligence, bugs that can be smushed essentially, right, on your shoe. But it seems like you think about how crazy they've evolved. I mean, you look at arachnids, right, with 8 legs, and you think, well, sure, we have cars and things because we're one of the most intelligent, races in the galaxy, right? That's as far as we know. There could be, aliens, right? But you think about bugs and how their evolution, how spiders have 8 legs. Imagine walking, how fast you can move with 8 legs, right? And just the way this movie kind of taps into how things adapt, how bugs adapt, how humans adapt, and how humans have to, adapt to this bug in the movie, the brain bug, which essentially is, sucking the brains out of humans as its sustenance. So these bugs are trying to figure out us, and we're trying to figure out them. And right now, 2024, we're doing the same thing with a lot of things. With these potential aliens from outer space, alien technology. So you watch this movie and you definitely see that. I think that's why it's still interesting to watch today. But let's read over this flyer here. Well, that's actually the way it looks. The cool thing is there's a brain bug, that comes up, pops up from this table that you have to hit, and it really ties in well with the movie. But let me go back to table history. So Starship Troopers, released in '97, features the license for the popular film of the same name. It was designed by Joe Balser and Joe Kamenkow. This table conveys the style and feel of the movie with its vibrantly colored playfield, music from the movie, and custom speech. The gameplay features hardcore sci-fi action with 3 flippers, high-scoring nukem rounds, 4 unique multi-ball modes, a moving warrior bug, live fire battle simulator, and a brain bug that pops out of the playfield. Starship Troopers has appropriately been described as easy to play but hard to master. So yeah, we're talking today about the movie or something you might have not known, but I thought let's give it a go here.
Sky Marshal in a new battle plan. Gonna clean out the system's outlying clendas to one planet at a time.
And also, I want to say, the movie does a really good job at kind of like showing the future, how the future might look. So as you watch the movie, you're like, wait, that's how it looks like now with propaganda and TV, right? All right, let's go here.
I'll do your job, I'll shoot you.
And now everything makes sense. I understand. Oh no! I'm curious to know your guys' thoughts on the film if you've seen it. Oh wait, the other flipper is moving. Maybe, I guess I never noticed that, or... 13 more for extra ball. Oh no.
Bug, bug, bug!
I wonder, have you guys played the game? The Steam game? I think it's on other platforms as well.
Shoot the ram!
I believe this table is only based on the first movie, and I don't remember seeing... I mean, I'm looking at the bugs on the table, and I definitely see... I think I've seen all the bugs, but it just feels like the Hopper looks a lot like the warrior bug. I remember the plasma bug, I think. Tanker bug. Yeah, the tanker bug was the huge one. Then, of course, you have the brain bug. At ease. There's the brain bug. Let's go one more time here.
And you will make it back alive. Gotta do sky march in a new battle plan. Gonna clean out the systems outlying Klendathu, one planet at a time.
Klendathu. You know, I was watching this movie too, and honestly, I'd like to see a remake, like a recent version of this film. I think a lot of studios have been doing that. You know, recent versions of films from the past, not changing the story, but just changing like maybe the jokes, the references. Of course, you know, the CGI technology we have today is a lot better than 1997.
Today we will be liberating Antilles.
Antilles.
Destroy everything.
Nuke. So the nukes in the movie was when they try to like basically nuke the bug holes where the bugs would like their nests basically. I also like the simple like bug splatter in the movie. It looked kind of cheesy, but like it just looks so like satisfying. Like the bug splatter. I think that's the thing too. Like when you step on a bug, sometimes like their guts are different colors, you know, because they're not. They're just not blood, you know. Oh come on, ball save, nice.
Get up, you maggot! No one quit.
No one quits.
Extra ball.
Let's go.
Keep fighting. We've got reinforcements. Don't do your job. I'll shoot you.
Now you see the moving warrior bug. I'd like to see the brain bug pop up, but I think you have to... Ball saver.
Get up, you maggot! No one quit.
Oh, come on.
You ape. You are...
Come on, you apes. Well, guys, I'll keep it here. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Pinball and a Movie. Let me know what you think about the movie, or your thoughts. Till next time, I'll catch you guys later. Take care.